Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm back. And yeah, I'll be playing some Destiny today. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. Just some standard stuff going on. Getting some stuff set up, so it'll just be one more second here. Gotta wait for a few things to load. Going to show. Nothing ever happened to me. Nothing ever happened to me. Happened to me. Flashlight through me. I should learn the lyrics to this song, man. I listen to it a fair amount. Nothing ever happened to me. Nothing ever happened to me. Ever happened to me. There's just passing flash right through me. Okay. Should be good to transition here. Hi. Oy, oy, oy. I'm a bit hesitant about things right now, guys. I don't know how to feel. I'm gonna check something real quick. Gonna transition here. Okay. So I've got a bit of a story. I don't know if anybody's actually here to hear it. I guess first things first, let me take a look at some stuff here. Should we go through vault space? Maybe that's what we should do today. I could probably use it. Some vault clearing, you know? What's up, Neb? Story time with Car. Yeah, it's a weird situation. I talked about it a little bit the other day. But I didn't tell the whole full story here. Work girl? Oh, yeah. I didn't know you were there for that. Yeah, so work girl continued, right? Oh my goodness. So here's the full story, right? The full story. I go to work, right, and she's nice enough. She's cool. I've talked about it before. She's nice. She's friendly. Seems like a good person, right? I was here. I just enjoy lurking. Yeah, fair enough. But I think she's interested in me, and I'm thinking that like the whole time we're talking, and like in the back of my mind, I'm like, is she like flirting with me? You know, because it's not something I'm used to. You know, I'm no Casanova, right? And so it's uncharted territory for me. It's not something I'm familiar with. And then as time passes, it becomes more and more obvious that she is definitely flirting with me. There's no doubt. Here's the thing. I don't have any interest in her at all. And I kind of feel bad because I've been in the opposite situation before, the complete reverse, right? Where, you know, I'm interested and the girl's not at all. And usually what I end up doing is nothing, right? Because you know when you're beat, right? You know when you've lost. You know, you just kind of got to give up sometimes. And that's, you know, it is what it is. But so, you know, I don't often do anything about it. But props to her. She's really put in the effort, man. She really has. And I think part of the reason why is because she's not going to be working there much longer. I think she's just going to a different job. You know, she's a very amicable person, so I don't think she's being fired. I'm pretty sure. In fact, I know for a fact she put in her 2 weeks specifically. She's leaving, right? Intentionally leaving, right? And it's a little stressful because somehow she found out about my birthday. I don't know if I brought it up. I don't know if she brought it up and I got specific enough that she took note in her head or something. I don't know if it's available on our like scheduling app or something, you know? I don't know. I don't know how she found out about my birthday. I'm sure I just mentioned it in the conversation, if I'm being honest. We're talking about stuff and I think I might have just mentioned what day it was, right? And that it was coming up and stuff. And if you like someone and the opportunity presents itself for you to find out their birthday, it's a good idea to find out their birthday, you know? Nothing wrong with that, right? I'm not like judging her for it. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a little sidetracked. About a week before my birthday, she gives me a gift, and like not a gift card, but like a card, like a birthday card. And she says, you know, happy birthday. Here you go. What was it? She said, don't open it till your birthday. And you know for a fact I did not listen to that last part, and I opened it before my birthday because I had to know. Because I'm not interested in her, and I gotta make sure that this is nothing weird inside that envelope. And luckily there wasn't, but I was really worried there was because of some of the phrasing she used on the outside of the envelope to describe it. It was a little suspect, you know. Like she wrote on the outside of the envelope stuff that was like making jokes. Well, she wrote on the outside like some jokes about what the card was. It was one of those like, you know, one of those like Hallmark cards where it's got like a funny picture on the front and then it's blank on the inside, and except for like happy birthday or something like that. And it was just like a very standard card. But the envelope, she had written on the envelope referring to the funny picture, she said like, I think the word she used was profound. She was like, you know, heads up, there's profound imagery inside. And I'm like, oh no. did she print out nudes or something? Like, what? What is this weird situation? Did she print out nudes and put them in a birthday card for me? Luckily, she did not. She did not at all. It was especially concerning because there was like a little lump within the card, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. Is this one of those cards that that opens up and it sings you a song or something? Is this like some little surprise? Something else? I don't know. I had no idea what it was, and I opened it up. It was just a very nice birthday card. It was very, very nice. Props to her. She did a great job. You know, she made some funny little jokes or whatever. You know, just very pleasant things written in the card. Very nice things, and the little lump was just some candles, just some very standard birthday candles. And I'm like, thank you. Of course, I'm not telling her thank you, because as far as she knows, I didn't open it until my birthday. Right? That's what I told her, at least, when I saw her later, and it was still not my birthday. I said, don't worry, I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to open it on my birthday. And then, who the hell prints and nudes? Are we in 78? Can you imagine if that's what it really was? I took a big risk, man. I opened up that envelope at work. Oh, that was really risky. Can you imagine, dude? But no, so like, yeah, so I opened it at work. Now, not in front of anybody else. I was working in a more secluded area, and in that area, when I had a good amount of free time, I made sure there were no like security cameras pointing in my general direction, and I opened it up, and it was just a normal like birthday card. But she had written some nice stuff. She was like, I've had a great time talking with you, and I've enjoyed our awkward flirting. And I'm like, okay, I have not been flirting as far as I know. I've just been trying to be friendly, which is fair, It's a common misunderstanding. And I think when you're hoping that someone flirts with you and they're just nice, then you do get that idea in your head that maybe they are flirting, right? And that's fair. No one knows how to flirt. I don't. See, that's the problem. I was just being nice. That's all I did. But she initiated flirting, and I reciprocated in a kind way without outright rejecting things. So I think she took that as flirting back, which is fair, I guess. I'm not going to say she's wrong for that. Hold on, the music's a little loud. Or is it just this part of the song? It's just this part of the song. I'll let it just play out. That's fine. That's what you do in the confines of your own bedroom. Yeah, no, it was okay. Gnome's gambling with his life here. So I may have been flirting with her. Maybe. I'm not familiar with the subject. I'll be honest, man. Neither do I. But my girlfriend says I do, so just wing it and you'll be fine. That's what I did. Yeah. Well, see, here's the issue. And Top, I don't think you were here when I said this. I don't have any interest in this girl. And that's the conflict here. Kind of puts a damper on things. I know. Sorry, I just want to see my power be maximum. So yeah, I don't know. And I mean, okay, again, I want to reiterate, she's very, very nice. She's very friendly, you know, very, not chatty, but not like chatty in a bad way, but you know, she's, you know, good at conversations and decent at banter. But like, I just don't have any interest in her personally. She's not just like, oh, she's not my type, because like, I'm pretty lenient on that kind of thing. But like, you know, I just don't feel like we really gel very well. You know, we don't really have a good back and forth with banter and getting along like that. You know, and I don't know. I don't. There's no spark, I guess you could say, if you want to sound cheesy or whatever. I don't know, something like that. However you want to phrase it, right? Don't know many people who can actually flirt like I certainly can't. Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's supposed to be awkward unless you've just got a lot of experience. I think that's like part of it, you know. So like, you know, fair enough. So like, here's the issue, right? Here, this happened a little while ago. I thought her last day was yesterday, and so I did something weird. And I haven't told anybody this yet, but I asked off work because with the timing of it, right? My birthday was on Tuesday. I worked the Monday before. Um, so I was safe then, and I told her, yeah, you know, I'll open the card on my birthday. You know, that's what I said. Sorry, for context. Inside of the card, she left her phone number and said, you know, don't be a stranger. Those were her exact words, don't be a stranger. You know, implying that I should, of course, you know, like add her and text her or whatever. So now, I've been assuming that her last day was going to be the day after my birthday, so yesterday, right? Because my birthday was 2 days ago. So I asked off work. I just told my manager, like, hey, I've got, you know, my excuse is always family stuff, because I do stuff with my family a lot, and that comes in handy if I ever need a sudden day off. I just say I've got to do stuff with my family. People don't usually ask you any further, and they're pretty lenient at my job. We're a very laid back group. I don't want to get too into it. So it hasn't been an issue. This is the first time I've ever asked off for a day suddenly, you know. It was still 2 days in advance, right? It was still, you know, it was not a bad move. And it worked out because I had the day off for my birthday, and then I could do another day and have that day off. You know, it was nice. You know, I could stay up late for my birthday if I wanted, and I didn't end up doing that, but I had the ability to do that. And I avoided the awkward situation because yesterday was supposed to be her last day, and I didn't see her today. And unfortunately, I got the news today. Somebody said, and I cannot verify this or not. Well, I have no idea. Somebody said that her last day is tomorrow. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. And now I don't know what to do because I thought I had a good plan and I was crossing my fingers. I looked at the schedule and it looked like her last day. Play the sick card. But I need to work. I need to go to work, man. Sick bay. Could try top. I'm sorry. Sorry you're struggling. I know what you mean. You meant sick pay. I get it. By the way, what's that one game mode I have to play? Where's the... Momentum crash. Is momentum control a game mode right now? Yes. Okay, it is. I won't like it, but I'll have to play some of this. Did I cheer on with someone doing it the first time? Just Sherpa a dungeon. Huge. Huge. Just do what Hank Hill did when he was approached by a prostitute. And I'll have to reject your advances. I mean, and see, that's the thing I don't want to do. Because I know what I'll say. I've thought about it. Because I have anxiety and I got to think about these things a lot, right? I know what I'm going to say, you know? Just like... Well, okay, see... I know what I should say. But I could... I could just say, oh, you know what? I forgot to open that card. I'm so sorry. I'll open it when I get home today. And, maybe that'll save me. But, I mean, would that be bad? But, okay, here's the thing. So she's not listed on the schedule for tomorrow. She was listed for Monday, and we worked together Monday, but that was before my birthday, so I wasn't worried about it, right? And then she's not listed for tomorrow, but somebody was saying tomorrow's her last day. And so I'm like, wait, what? And so now I'm so confused on whether she's going to be there or not, and I'm stressed about, like, great, am I going to have to bring it up? Is she going to bring it up? She's probably going to bring it up. And I don't want to have to be like... Because at that point, yeah, my two options are either I say, you know what, I'm sorry, I forgot to open that envelope. But I'll open it when I get home today. And then I just ghost her like I was planning on. Or she brings it up and I just say, hey, sorry, I'm not really interested. But, like, I don't know, you know... Because, I mean, she hasn't really, like, I've been working there for, like, 4 weeks, man. I've not known her for very long. And I feel like, at that point, I'm almost just rejecting her request for friendship. And that just feels really mean. Like, that feels really mean, you know? And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can comfortably say, no, I don't want to be your friend. You know? She knows you have your phone number, so she'll be waiting. Yeah, and see, that's stressful. You know, and she did a great job. But it does put me in a little bit of an awkward position. Just a little bit. Smile. Yeah, I don't know, man. So I'm a little worried about that. I'm not going to lose my hair over it, but it's definitely stressing me out a little bit. But yeah, I checked this week's schedule. I double checked because somebody was saying, like, oh yeah, her last day's tomorrow. And I'm like, what? Tomorrow? I thought I planned for this. You know? Like, it's been long enough. There's no way any reasonable person wouldn't have opened the envelope to read their birthday card 2 days after their birthday. 3 days at that point. I wonder what the context is to this conversation. There's a girl who's been flirting with me at work whose last day is either yesterday or tomorrow. And she gave me a birthday card that had her phone number in it. That's the context. The story summarized, Cliff Notes edition, Spark Notes edition. Trademark, copyright. Anyway, I'm stressed on whether I should deny having read the card like I did before. Because that seems suspicious. At this point, who would not have opened a birthday card? 2 days, by the time of tomorrow, 3 days um, after their birthday. Who doesn't open their birthday card the moment they get it? Who doesn't open their birthday card at least on their birthday? Car being a real gamer and avoiding interactions with the opposite sex. Yeah, true. Fair. See, the real excuse is I'm extremely illiterate. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, your handwriting just sucks. I couldn't read what it said. But then she'd just tell. First of all, she'd feel really bad about that because she had very legible handwriting. So that would just be a lie. But she'd either believe me and feel self-conscious, or know I'm lying and feel self-conscious and angry. So, sorry, I don't know how to read. Thumbs up. I don't know. It's all made worse. I think if like, I almost feel like if she was like really arrogant about it, you know, or like really pushy and mean, I feel like I could have said something sooner. But the fact that she's been so nice, in a weird way, backwards way, I feel like it's harder to say no, thank you. You know, it's like somebody. It's like if you're like full, like you just ate, and somebody's like, "Hey, do you want a cupcake?" And you're like, "No, thanks, I'm good." Right? Like that's a very nice gesture of them. Like, "Hey, do you want a free cupcake?" Well, like I appreciate that, but right now I really don't need a cupcake. I'm incredibly full. And so you could take them up on that just to be polite, but then like what are you going to do? Like eat the cupcake then and there? And this analogy immediately starts falling apart the more you go into it. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Where it's just like, I'm not interested in her. She's a nice person. She's friendly and all that, you know. And she's not like bad looking or anything. I don't want to bring it up because I feel like that immediately becomes too major of a factor to some people. But she's a good looking gal. But I'm not interested, you know. Not like I've got something better planned, or, I got all the ladies rolling in and she's just not my, whatever. I'm not judgmental. I'm just not, I'm not interested. I don't think our personalities gel very well. She seems to disagree, clearly. But I don't know. I don't know how to read. We work in inventory management. I take stock with picture book. Picture books are elite. Also want to add, Noma's procrastinating his vault cleaning. I did not promise to clean my vault today, okay, for the record. That was a possibility. I was listing things I could do. Or I was trying to think of things to do, and I said maybe I could clean my vault. Because I've got like a bunch of adept weapons to go through. Alright? I'm not explicitly procrastinating, alright, for the record. If I was, I'd admit it, okay? For the record. At top dom, bottom sub. Come on, help me get an adept weapon. I can't even get one. We should get everyone in a Discord call to chastise Carr over his fault. No, I usually just get Lou for that. That's why I can't clean my vault yet. I always get Lou to help me clear my vault out. Because he's just so no nonsense about it. You know? Boom, 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 boom. Peer review with someone before I make my username. Yeah, I love talking about your username because it really, really, really seems like a sex thing. And apparently it's not supposed to be a sex thing. And that's really funny. Honestly. I want to make an account called Bottom Sub. Everyone's talking about, I'm a top, I'm a bottom, I'm a dom, I'm a sub. Well, how about you hit that sub button already? That's what I want to hear. Sorry. That's not a good one. Can we start incorporating that Germa joke of the +2 -2 for the jokes? Northern Lion has the same thing on his channel. For some reason, he has overlap with Germa's audience, and he does that. People just, if they think the joke's good, they say +2, and if they think the joke's bad, they do -2. We need, maybe, okay, let's not copy that, but we need, I'm just saying we need something, all right? We need to, you know, we need some method of you guys just saying whether or not you think my jokes are funny. That way I can get that feedback instantly, right? I'm subbed already and live off gifteds. Nice. I'll send you a picture of my PlayStation name so you can see where I got it from. I mean, you don't have to send it to me, because I believe you, but I just think it's funny. Can't say much, though. I've been procrastinating a vault cleaning for the last 3 months. Yeah. What's on the agenda for the stream? Man, I don't know. I already did the raid. I did the master challenge. I did some triumph grinding. I did the I did all void and all solar, as well as all of the same class. I believe that's this one. Yep. So I don't have a lot left over to do triumph wise there. However, I don't have a lot of seasonal stuff done. Oh, this is the seasonal stuff. Ooh. I mean, okay, that's not too bad. My mind. Ugh, it's weird that the Guardian game stuff unlocked early. I don't think they meant to do this, but it's funny that it did happen. It's nice to get a head start, actually. I need to do 3 and 4 for Void. Yeah, I had all of them done except for Planetary Encounter for Solar. But I joined a group that was doing Void and Solar, but starting with Solar, so I just kind of had to do that. We started as all Solar Warlocks, and we went through. And then we had some of the same group do a Void run after that. And that's what we did yesterday. And that was after I found a different group to do the Master Challenge. So, yeah. So all the Lightfall stuff I could do, but some of it is like, I gotta do it like once, do a certain thing each week. And then this, what is the... Oh, Ritual is Terminal Overload. Okay. What about World? I haven't done any of the Lost Sector things except for like one apparently. Oh, that's just finding all the Lost Sectors. Claim all ranks from Bimbus. Circles in my mind, circles in my mind. Don't wanna barely touch the seasonal stuff. Yeah. Yeah, me neither. It's just a slow season, you know? Can I say something real quick that it might sound controversial for a second? I know. People are gonna hate me for this. Haven't done any seasonal stuff. I don't blame you. Can I just say, I'm a little frustrated. Again, this is not gonna sound great, but it's just my honest opinion. All right. I'm a little upset as a straight person who likes romance. I'm a big fan of romance. Apparently not with this girl I've been talking about, but let's put that on the off to the side for a second. Just like I put her off to the side for a second. That's a bad joke. Can I just say that I'm a little frustrated with the storyline of this game. I just want you to think for a second of how many confirmed main characters in the lore, in the plot, are not straight, right? And I want you to think of how many straight characters there are in the lore, confirmed forefront characters. And then tell me why one of the only straight couples in the entire game literally had one of the characters die this season. I'm curious. I'm curious, man. I get it. It was a little cringe. That's fine. You know, if cringe relationship, we kill one of the characters to make you feel a bit more sympathy for the other one. Okay, you know, I see what you're doing. You're just trying to get rid of that relationship so that it's not awkward anymore. Fine. Works for me, man. But like, that was like the only straight couple in the game. I don't know. I'm just saying. It feels weird. I'm a little upset. I'm gonna point it out real quick, right? Confirmed gay couples. We've got Saint and Osiris, right? That's number one. We've got Anna Bray and her female lover, who I think she names, and I can't think of the name because it's mentioned only like 3 or 4 times throughout several seasons, right? But it's mentioned, right? And she's a main character. And Osiris and Saint are both major characters. Okay, so that's 2 couples made up of main characters, to be fair, right? And then, hold on, I'm not done. Devram K, more like Devram Gay. Ayo, that's a +2. We need our own system still. I'm just saying. Which, by the way, can I just say, I don't disapprove of any of these relationships. I think it's really fitting for their characters. I really like that there's some sort of romance in the Destiny universe. I appreciate it. I'm a fan. Also, what's up, Wavy? How you doing? Devram's gay. Yeah, he is. Confirmed. He has a boyfriend. Or husband? I don't remember how serious. I guess maybe not serious is the right word. I don't know if there are any marriages mentioned in the Destiny universe. Some people ship different characters together, but no relationship things have been confirmed about Drifter, Eris Morn. There's been some hinting at possibly Marasov and I want to say Shax, I think. I think Shax and Saint should be married. Nah. 2 beefy titans. 4 big guys. No, there's some. Yeah, there's some lore about Shax and Marasov having something. Which is like, okay, you know, there's something, but like that's not forefront lore in the game. That's like hidden text. I mean, at least like Devrim, they mention it this season. Like, you know, I think he's talking to. I want to say he's talking to. Who was he talking to? I don't know. He mentions it, and he's like, "Yeah, you should have tea with my boyfriend, and we'd love to have you over and stuff." You know, very. It was a Devrim thing. He's like, I'll make some tea. It's like, okay, well, could you be less British or more British? What's funnier if I say less British or more British in that sentence? Anyway, I should have said more British. That probably would have been funnier. Can you please be more British, Devrim? I don't think you're being British enough. Oh, can you please come over and have some tea? And also, I'm gay. Can you please be more British? Sorry. This is not a good one. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. Tea's really good, though. I got nothing against tea. Or gay people, for that matter. Again, I want to clarify. I know I say all of this, and it seems like I'm implying something negative. I'm just a little sad because I don't know if I talk about it a lot, but like my favorite genre of anything is comedy. But my second favorite genre of anything is romance. I love romance. So like, as a non-gay person who really likes romance, I just, wish there was a little bit of romance in my favorite game that I could relate to a bit more, And there just isn't any. And I was a little bit happy, just a tiny bit happy. I was just very, very tiny, like a little bit happy when Crow and Amanda Holiday had something happening in previous seasons and a little bit this season as well. It's like, okay, hey, there's something going on. And then, she dies. Spoilers, sorry, I guess for anybody who hasn't finished it. But I'm sure you've seen it all over the place, so I can't possibly be the first one to say it. Why am I running a fusion and a sniper? Because they're my only 1810 weapons in my inventory right now, so I guess I could put on Crimson, but then I'd have to take off my exotic, so I could throw on, yeah, that's it. See what I'm saying? I don't have a lot of options. I could throw on the trace rifle. I don't know. He spoiled it. Can we get romance Car can relate to? Let's have Rahul blue ball test at first. Oh, yeah. Did I have to grab Nezrak's Hatred? I did, actually. That is why I had these two, because Cartesian's just a good weapon overall, especially with this role. Anyone remember D1? A million deaths are not enough for Master Rahul, man. That's what the pile of bones said when you had disturbed them back in Destiny 1. Is that still there? Slayed gods and saved. Not even better than the one I already have. Yeah, it's, I stand by a policy, stepping away from all the banter about romance and trying desperately not to sound homophobic, because I'm not, but the things I say could potentially be misinterpreted. Oh, look, it's still here. Guys, it's a blueberry. Like a new light blueberry. He hasn't played the game at all. Is that a night watch? What fusion is that on his back, I wonder? He's on PlayStation. Oh no. Oh, yeah, he's fresh. Got the gumshoe armor. I think that means that he's played the Witch Queen campaign a bit. So he's got a night watch. I know there's a starting night watch that you can get these days. Car, can you help me do a DSC today? I need a good succession. Oh man, no aspects. It's crazy seeing new lights every once in a while. It just feels so weird. It's surprising to think that there are still people. Yo, he doesn't even have a ship yet. Is he still on the first mission? Holy hell. Damn, bro. It's the starting night watch. I knew it. Yeah, I feel like I have the same role still. Because it's actually not a bad role. Alright, anyway, I just wanted to disturb the remains. Hello? Goodbye. See you later. He took the prismatic recaster's job. He took Spider's job. He took Amanda's job. He took a job that should have gone to Zur. I mean, he's just fresh like that, man. That's all. Actually, wait. Let's not toss that in the vault yet. Am I able to max this out? Maybe. Is this even a good roll? Should I be doing this? Oh, this is a terrible roll. Why am I doing this? Ah, well. I'm probably not going to get a reroll on it, so I might as well max it out. Gotta spend those Ascendant Shards on something. You know, it did have a semi-decent roll when I got it. It's my Cadmus Ridge Lance Cap. Try saying that 10 times fast. Don't actually try that. It's not that bad. It's an ugly helmet, but it's a cool one. What are you talking about? You don't like this helmet? Bruh, it's supposed to look like that. It's Fallen Tech. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Look at that, man. You don't like this helmet? I love how this helmet looks, man. The Fallen theme. I love it. Ooh, there's like a neon glow. Tarakarn is MIA and Master Eyes is straight up dead. Oh, use Hunter legit deleted mine. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I'm ever gonna use it personally, unless some crazy meta rolls around and requires me to use that helmet. But it's probably not gonna happen. Call your name. Is that new with you that I wanna call? Master Drives died so we can have an exotic quest that gave us Thunderlord during Halloween. Well, I didn't know that happened. That was before I played, I think, so... Well, before I played Destiny 2. I've talked about my history with this game before, but I have not played Destiny 2 consistently from the start. I played it at the start, and then stopped for a little while, and then played again and during Beyond Light. Let's see, looking at my armor... Trying to find what exotic armor isn't masterworked yet. Cool with you that I wanna call your name. Is that cool with you that I wanna call your name? Is that news to you? Sorry, dude's reading your drip? No, not really. I don't think so. That I wanna call. I think they look alright. It looks like I'm wearing jeans, but then I just have the, like... I actually really like that shader on the ornament for Star Eaters. I think it looks really nice. Because it's like, it looks like normal pants, but then, like, you've got this really stone-looking style to it, and it looks like a marble, almost. I really like it. Works out pretty well. The default shader is actually not too bad. Or, there we go. That's not too bad either, because it's got the moss on it. I'm breathing on the glass, dreaming of the day that they can finally relax. If only there's no melody, belong to more than fantasy. Too much. First Festival of the Lost had a quest to find out how Ives died, and it gave Thunderlord. They said to hell with it. Made it a world drop. I mean, that's better off anyway. Thunderlord's a really good world drop option. It's good for new lights, and it's all around useful. These days, it's even decent damage. Like, it's not a bad option. And it's very, very easy to use. So it's a good option for new lights. I'm alright with that. I think most world drops should be new light friendly, if not all. So people can just kind of get the idea of, oh, this is what an exotic's supposed to feel like without it having the complexity of understanding how to make a build with it, you know. Like Vexcalibur isn't maybe the most meta weapon for the example. Oh, here's a better one maybe. Izanagi's. You gotta buy Izanagi's from the exotic kiosk because it's an old one. You can't get it as a world drop. But it's also kind of, it's got some tech stuff going on. It's not nearly as good as it normally would be with the catalyst, right? So the catalyst makes it a lot better. So you got to grind for the catalyst, and then once you get the catalyst, you got to know how to use the catalyst. So you can't just load, if you have 2 rounds left, you can't just load 2 bullets into the mega shot, because that's not really worth it. You want to just go get some ammo and use it later, and then like on top of that, there's the reload animation cancel, and then if you want to use it for good DPS, you're probably going to use it with an auto-loading rocket, at which point you want to like figure out the rotation properly and get that all taken care of. And like half the time, if you're trying to do the rotation properly, you got to do the thing where you like sprint for like a second, and then you do the reload thing, and all that stuff, So it's like, there's just a little bit more tech. It's not crazy, but there's just a little bit more. And I think for that reason, it's fair to not make Izanagi's a world drop, for example, right? And I think there are a lot of things like that, right? Versus Thunderlord, which is literally just hold left click and get free overload and also free lightning strikes, and also once you get the catalyst, free ammo reload constantly because of the lightning strikes, which is like awesome. It's really fun, and it's also really easy to use. If I saw you on the street, would I have you in my dreams tonight? Did I pull something from my Warlock's Postmaster? No, somehow. Okay, whatever. delete Jotun permanently from the game. I mean, a lot of people would be upset about that, but I don't hate the idea. Nah, I'm kidding. I couldn't get Star Eater, so I deleted Hunter. Did you not do the Lost Sector? Are you aware that you can only get it from Lost Sectors? Also from the new Neomuna exotic drop thing, I think also gives it. As a trial sweat, you deleting Jotun would be great. All the PvP nerds that are like really good that I play with, all just say just strafe. That's what they always tell me. So I'm gonna say the same thing. Just learn to strafe better. 50 lost sectors down, no Star Eaters. Got angry and deleted Hunter. I mean, that seems like an overreaction. Do you have Beyond Light? Because it is from Beyond Light. Would I have you in my dreams tonight? If I saw you on the street, would I have you in my dreams tonight? You have all DLCs? Well, it just sounds like a case of get good then. Why not just make Heir Apparent a world drop then? Because it's not simple. It's complicated. You have to hold right click and left click. And new lights would be confused by that. I'm telling you, man. It's more than they can handle. I've seen some of the new light gameplay. Let me show you all of the complicated stuff. It's a very complicated weapon. You have to hold right and left click. And people don't know how to do that. They'd be sitting there holding left click, being like, why can't I fire my gun? Actually, sorry, let me correct myself. They'd be sitting there holding right trigger. Because all new lights are on console. For some reason. So you gotta spin up. It says it in the description, right? It tells you how the perk works. But that doesn't help because people don't read. See? Right click. Press right click, spins up this weapon. Yeah, I guess you can't see that because my big fat head's covering it. Press right click, spins up this weapon. This weapon can be fired only when fully spun. Nobody reads that. People who've used it before know that that's what it is, but I can't read. That's insulting them. No, I can't read. That's the plan, okay? That's what I'm going to tell that girl tomorrow. Well, at full health, spinning up this weapon protects you with an arc shield. See, that's probably the part that people read, but they don't read the other part, if they're going to read anything. I have not used this gun in so long, man. It is a nice one. It's so weird, man. I feel like it needs something, though. Does it have a catalyst? I don't even remember. It does. What does the catalyst do? Increases the durability and partially reloads the magazine if it's destroyed. Oh. I didn't know that. Well, I don't have any ammo to test it with, because it uses 200 rounds of the magazine. I remember it being really nice to use with the Titan chest piece that I can't think of the name of for right now. You know the one. I feel like it would be fun for that context. Also, I do really like this ornament, actually. It's a pretty pog ornament, not gonna lie. Whoa, that guy dropped exotics! Look, they're red exotics! Guys, that's crazy! Is the red exotic, like, even rarer loot? I just want one of them to drop some heavy ammo so I can test out the ammo drop or the reload thing. Love missing the hip fires. You love to see it. Okay, I'll grab that special real quick. Nope, my bad. Ooh, almost grabbed that intentionally. I just want one of these guys to drop heavy. Oh, there we go. Here. Oh, hold on, I gotta spin up at full health. Let's see it. Oh, it's when it's broken. Oh no. Okay, how much does it reload? Okay. It went from... What, did I have it at 99? Or did I have it at 100? I didn't actually see. I think I had it at 99. So it gives 100 rounds to the magazine every time the shield breaks. That's not terrible. And also, yeah, it's war rig. So yeah. It's Warlock main with a Titan girlfriend. The amount of stuff I've had to explain that could have been solved by reading is astounding. Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, every time there's a new exotic, I often will not read everything about it. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I do, I guess. Maybe not all the time. But if usually if I have a vague understanding of how an exotic works, like I've seen someone else use it and then I get it for the first time, I'll throw it on and try to do the things that I see them do. And then I'll read what it actually says and then go, "Oh, I misunderstood what this thing does." Okay, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it doesn't give you the overshield until you hit full health. It's also an arc shield, which is really weird. I don't know why they didn't do void. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I feel like that would help it a lot if it had some sort of void synergy. Or any kind of synergy, really. Tell her that and add the Discord letting us know how it went. I'm not gonna actually tell that girl that I can't read. Because A, she won't believe me for literally even half a second. Let alone a full second. Also, can I just say, Tom, that you were describing being a Warlock main and having a Titan girlfriend that essentially doesn't read anything. Can I just say that that sounds like how a Titan and a Warlock would be if they dated each other? I think that's incredibly appropriate for your mains. I can see it right now, like lore wise, right? There's the Titan. What would you call it? Like because okay, here's the irony, right? You know the term himbo, right? It's a bimbo, but like as a guy, and it's like it's meant to describe like a dumb, but like charming and very strong buff guy, right? But that's a parody term of the word bimbo, which has a very different meaning, but also for women. But it's the stupidity that is the same, right? The level of intelligence and charm is the same. Right? It's meant to imply that somebody is not very bright, but is, you know, very um, attractive and charming. But I feel like, so to say that the character would be like the female Titan in this context would be a bimbo just doesn't seem right. You know, because it's not, when you think of a bimbo, you don't think of like a, and again, these are technically offensive terms, I guess. At least bimbo is. Himbo is weirdly non-offensive. I don't know how that happened. People don't really mind being called a himbo and calling other people himbos. I say other people, usually characters. People don't often refer to actual other people by these terms. But bimbo is definitely offensive, which is very strange that himbo isn't. And then even a character like Nimbus is known as a thembo. That's what Lou and Heather kept referring to them as, because they're non-binary, right? Or at least that's their, you know, their preferred pronoun. So it's weird. I don't know. That brings up an odd conversation. Why is thembo okay to say? Why is himbo okay to say? It's a little teasingly offensive, but it's not meant with any ill will. Whereas the term bimbo is almost exclusively used to refer to somebody who, a lady who is, who has pretty much only her beauty going for her and not any amount of intelligence, is the implication of the word bimbo. Not to say that, you know, anybody in particular is that, right? So it's just weird. It's strange. Man, I gotta stop talking about this stuff, man. People are gonna start saying things about me. Things that are not true about me, saying, I just, you know, like, I just want to talk about things. I think it's interesting more than anything. That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it at that, I guess. Anyway, I think the idea of having the Titan girlfriend and the Warlock boyfriend in lore, having... Well, hold on, let me read your comment. I've been holding off. You have no idea, hun. What's this do, hun? Is this good? For the love of God, read this woman lore as bedtime stories. I think that would be great, man. I would love those characters. You could easily make these characters really any gender. It could be a gay couple, a lesbian couple, or it could be the other way around, where the Titan's the guy and the Warlock's the girl, you know. But I think in particular, the idea of kind of flipping the script of the big tough one, the real strong one, being the lady. I think that's a good flip on the not stereotype, the trope, you know. And then on top of that, doing the typical himbo things, but with a girl. So then, is it again bring up that question? Do you refer to them as a bimbo? Do you go back because that's the female term, or do you refer to them as a thembo because maybe it makes more sense that way? Because himbo definitely implies being very like strong and jacked. Himbo definitely implies that, and then thembo is a parody of himbo, which is a parody of bimbo. It's so weird, man. I love languages, man. I think this kind of stuff is really interesting, and I love exploring it through the lens of linguistics. It's just a very fascinating subject to me, but I also understand the fact that somebody could probably hear all of what I'm saying and misconstrue that as me wanting to cause people harm or say offensive things about other people, and I hope nobody interprets it that way, because that's not how I intended it at all. I just find it all very fascinating. I'm going way too deep with this. I don't know, man. I'm just fascinated by it. I'm interested in it. Why is the term... Okay, here's another one. When some people consider the term chick to be offensive. Like they don't think it's a very kind term. Maybe it's not, like a slur per se, but it's, considered to be kind of a not nice thing to call a girl, you know? But the way I view it is more that it's like the feminine form of, or at least the feminine equivalent to the word dude. Because, like, what's the female equivalent? Well, you could just call a girl dude. Most people are like, okay, that's fine, right? But if you want to specify gender, then it becomes a bit tricky. You don't say, I knew this dude, because that does imply male, right? Or at least gender neutrality. But it doesn't explicitly imply female. And if you need to, then saying, I knew this chick is like, okay, well, that works. But nobody really says, like, anything. Like, you've heard maybe the term dudette, like E-T-T-E at the end. It's like, okay, maybe. Like, I can contend that. But I've thought for a while about, like, well, what's the proper female equivalent of the word dude? Because I like the word dude. It's got a very interesting history. And actually, fun thing about the word dude, it used to be an offensive term. It used to mean, it used to be like a slight at someone who is too dressed up, too nicely dressed for an occasion. You ever hear the term, I've got my duds on, or he's got his duds on? It means like they're wearing very nice clothes, right? And it was a term coined by cowboys whenever city slickers, would come to the countryside wanting to be cowboys for the day. I want to try being a cowboy. And they'd come up in their nice suits, and the cowboys would look at them like, man, look at this dude. Look at what he's doing. And then similarly, fast forward, surfers started using the term to refer to anybody who was not part of surf culture but would visit the beach and seemed very out of place, right? Somebody who is possibly also wearing very nice clothes in a situation where they should not be wearing very nice clothes, They'd refer to them as a dude. But because surfer culture is very laid back, the term became very softened, and it didn't really have that harsh meaning anymore. And so surfers started just referring to each other as dude, and then it became part of like, stoner culture, because, that's kind of intertwined with surfer culture a little bit, and it became part of just other hippie culture and other counterculture parts, where dude is just a general term that a lot of people would use. And now it has its specific place in the language, and it could change in the future. But that is the history of the word dude, to my knowledge. And I've actually done research on it. Not a lot, just, I was curious about it, and so I looked into it a little bit. Anyway, this is next level overthinking. Yeah, I know. I think my session of Rainbow Six Extraction would have a side of language theory. I mean, sure. You should expect that when watching my stream. It's like one of my favorite things to talk about, man. I love word origin. I love linguistics. I just really like talking about these kinds of things. I love other languages. Anybody who shows up to the stream who's from another country and speaks another language outside of English, I love talking to them about it, even if and it's very strange, because I feel like a lot of people who speak two languages, who grew up somewhere outside of the U.S. and learned English. I say outside of the U.S. I would say outside of the U.S. and any other native English speaking country. It seems like anybody who didn't grow up in a native English speaking country but knows English fluently, they seem so embarrassed by their mother tongue. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I don't know if it's that British influence of, that old imperialistic style of like, oh, you have to be civilized and speak the proper language, and clean and right, and all those awful, terrible colonialist things, that are entirely untrue. I don't know what it is. But I like to encourage the people from other countries to teach me things about their languages because I just find it very interesting. I think it's very notable. I love accents as well. It's like those are like two of my favorite things to talk about and learn about is accents and languages, you know, and words and their word origins and things. So those are always on the table during my streams, okay? I want that to be a clear thing. Please talk to me about these things. What's the history of the F word? Okay, to give you a history lesson of where it comes from. I do know where it comes from, I believe. At least generally. I mean, nobody knows exactly where it comes from. But it's a class. It's kind of a classist term. There are a lot of class-based terms, you know, where there would be a word for something, and then there would be a Latin word for that same thing. And so then the upper class would start using the Latin term for it, and then the lower class would just use the actual real word for it because nobody speaks Latin in lower classes. Like, why would you? What's the point of it? But upper classes think that they're special for knowing a dead language. It's an acronym. I don't know if it started with that. That sounds like an entirely a myth to me, but that's a funny thing to say at least. It's like I'm trying to think of there are a lot of other terms about it. And so like the F word was it was, I believe, one of the lower class terms. You know, it was used by the lower class, but it was common enough that it became part of just normal speech. But and that's probably also why it was it's been considered a bad word for so long, is because it's not just a bad word, but it's a bad word for peasants, and that makes it double bad, you know? Which is a very classist thing to say, but that's of course probably what people actually thought for a long time. And then that just evolved into, okay, well that's a very bad word then, you know? Bad words are different, or are bad for different reasons. Some similar to others, but others very different. There's a whole documentary with Nicolas Cage about origins of swear words. That sounds like something Nicolas Cage would do, which is strange because I feel like just Nicolas Cage would do just about anything. I've seen him in a lot of things that you wouldn't really think he would be interested in. No, no. I didn't want to reload. Ah, damn it. I used one too many bullets. I was going to let it sit at... whatever. Never mind. I wanted to play around with the reload option. Oh well, too late now. It's a very versatile word. You can put it in as many times as you want in a sentence and still make it sense. Yeah, I mean... Oh, damn, I picked up things. Yeah. I mean... Yeah, I don't know. People say that. I can't speak on it too much because I have my own bias. Because I don't use swear words myself. Not just on stream, but just in general. I don't think I'm any better than anybody for not using swear words. It's just a personal decision I've made. But so it's a little hard for me to speak on that. I don't know. It's the only word that's like that to my knowledge. I mean, I think in the context you're thinking of, it's more similar to the word like or or. But you could also use it as a it's very flexible. You're right in that sense. So you can use it as like an in between word. You know, one of those. There's a term for it, and I can't think of it. Things like and and all and and oh and all that. You know. But it's the fact that it's a. You can use it as a you can use it for emphasis, you know? You can use it as an in-between. You can use it as an actual word, like its original meaning, right? And you can also use it as like an expletive. A sentence enhancer, as they would say in SpongeBob, you know? Yeah, I don't know if it is the only word that's like that, but it is pretty versatile in that sense. Yeah. But here, let me challenge you, and I don't want to have any. I don't want to have any, impression made about what I'm about to say. But what is more impressive? Having one tool that does everything all right, or having multiple tools that do the job perfectly. You know? I would say that the F word is very versatile, but it's not necessarily the best at everything, you know? It is good though. It's very effective at certain things, you know? And I would just argue that there are better words for certain things. Like, okay, you can say a sentence with like a bunch of F words in it, and I would understand it. But if you really wanted to convey something, sometimes less is more. It's like instead of saying very, you use a combination of words that sounds either more proper or more impressive, or just effectively says what you're trying to say more cleanly, right? See, like, gives me PTSD from when it first came out. I can't remember if I was here when it first came out or not. Oh no, that was from the Warmind DLC. I definitely wasn't here for that. But I do remember it being really good in PvP at one point, and that was pretty annoying. But it was very fun to use in PvP if you got heavy. Having one tool, multiple uses is a lot simpler, sure. Having multiple may get you stronger results, but having that Swiss Army knife can sometimes get the same job done. Maybe not as well, but still be done. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I'm not saying... And see, that's the thing, is it's a rhetorical question. And the thing about rhetorical questions, if I can go on a quick tangent, this will be short, I promise. Just trust me, bro. Source, just trust me. Rhetorical questions are often misused by people who just want to make their own point, and then they pose it as a rhetorical question. I meant that truly as a rhetorical question. Or, well, okay, maybe not rhetorical, but like people will say it's rhetorical, right? And I don't think I was even asking a rhetorical question. I was just asking to get you to think about it. That's all I want, because I like to think about it, and I like sharing that idea with other people. So, it's a genuine question. And this is a common question. Is it better to have the one tool that does everything okay? Or is it better to have specialized tools that do whatever the specific task is really well? Even if you don't use those tools every time, you're going to use it every time for that one specific thing. Whereas the general tool will get the job done enough but maybe not to the highest quality. So the answer is, in my opinion, the answer is both are valuable, and it depends on what you need in that situation. And arguably, the more versatile tool, being able to be used in multiple situations, there is one situation you could argue that it's always available in, and it's in any situation where you don't need to specify too much, right? So that's, I don't know, sort of my thinking on it. So is it the best option? I don't think the F word is always the best option. You know, sometimes it comes off as aggressive, even if you don't mean it that way, especially if conveying things through text. You know, and that's just not just my opinion or anything. That's just how it is. You know, sometimes people will use like a lot of F words in their everyday speech and then not realize how much they use it, and then type it up and then like send me a message, and I'll read it and go, okay, I know what they meant, but this seems very aggressive. You know? And it's not just the F word, it's, you know, a lot of other words where it's like, I don't think you realize how aggressive this sounds. But it is how they talk. And so I understand that from their context. But if I was a stranger and they send me a message like that, I'd be like, okay, what is their problem? Are they angry at me? You know, I'd start wondering. Depending on how you use it, using it 17 times in the same sentence takes away the point. It depends on how much it's used. That's the other thing, is it's like it's the whole idea of overusing something beyond its usefulness, you know? It's no longer special. If it's a term I like to call cake every day. I'm sure other people have called it something else. I call it cake every day. It's like cake is really cool on special occasions. I love cake. It's like one of my favorite desserts by far. But if I had cake every day, it would not be special anymore. You know? And I use this philosophy a lot with things in life that I love. It's like, yeah, I like that, but if I do it every day, then I'm going to hate it because it gets old. What's my favorite cake? I actually really like red velvet, but also I really like just yellow cake, not white cake. White cake's all right. Like, I don't hate it, but yellow cake and white cake are very similar, but just slightly different. Just something about it that tastes a little bit different that I like. I'm obsessed with cheesecake. Not my favorite kind of cake. I don't really like cheesecake all too much, but I will occasionally eat it, you know. But I understand people are a fan of cheesecake. I understand. Red velvet is elite though, yeah. Didn't realize how much I used it until I watched back the stream from when we did Ron. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it yeah. It's interesting the things you pick up on that either other people point out to you or that you notice if you like either try to start observing yourself or just, you know, come across a recording of yourself where you're like, wow, I say that a lot, and you don't realize it, you know. That kind of thing is always interesting, you know. Like, I can't get over this. I was thinking about it just earlier today. So I said the word elementary, as in, like, I went to, here in the US, we call our first level of school, like, we have, like, preschool and then kindergarten and then elementary school. And somebody pointed out to me that I don't pronounce the T in elementary unless I particularly do it. Like, elementary. I counted 362 F words in that one run. I don't know if that's an accurate number, but we can pretend it is for your sake, if you really want. Yeah, I say elementary like I'm doing that one part of the alphabet where you go LMNOP, you know? It is, I counted. You know what, I'll believe you. I choose to believe you, even if you're lying. But if you're telling the truth, that's also cool. look, there's birdies. I do kind of wish you would ADS with this gun, because it just feels weird not ADSing when you right click. Anyway. But yeah, somebody pointed out to me a while back that I say elementary. And ever since then, I've been wondering why I say that. Not in some weird philosophical way, but just like, you know, I care about linguistics, I care about language, I care about accents, and I wonder what part of my background brought that into play. Or is that just a me thing? Do I just do that? Or is it just a common thing, and that one person I was talking to didn't know it was a common thing because maybe they didn't have that kind of background either? I don't know. I have no idea. I have my own version of English I call Dumglish, where I just mix formal and informal English along with the words from other languages. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm spam clicking with my finger. Here, check it out. I'll bring it closer. I was just doing it and my hand's getting cramped up. Now, hold on. Okay, anyway. Ugh. I do that trick, I don't know if you guys do it too, but where you just kind of stiffen your hand up until your hand starts like vibrating. And I just put my like fingernail on the mouse click and I just let it like spam. What's this guy doing here? Hey buddy. Ooh, heavy. Let's be very careful about this. There we go. So is it 100 that it gives you? Yeah, it's exactly 100. Alright, well that's cool. No, I shouldn't have fought or shot so many shots. Putting so much emphasis on the T in elementary. Can we get a peek into the vault? I suppose we could. I got nothing better to do. I probably do have something better to do, but I don't care. I either relax hard sounding letters or sometimes make them silent. Yeah, I mean, that's a common thing in American English, at least. It comes as no surprise, really. You know what I learned recently that I thought was interesting? There are a lot of foreign words, like loan words is what they're called. Loan words. Or you could also call it a transliteration. Because it's not a translation, meaning two different languages, same word. Or two different languages, same item, meaning two different words, right? That's a translation, and you're just figuring out which one's which, right? Transliteration is like we took the word tsunami, or let's say ramen, like from Japanese. That was a Japanese word. We didn't come up with our own version of it. Like maybe you call sometimes call it cup noodles, but that's more like a brand name, so that doesn't quite count. But we just call it ramen. We don't call it Japanese pasta. You know, we don't call it something weird like that, right? Or brothy pasta. You know, we could have called it something really weird, and luckily we didn't. We just chose to call it ramen, right? Because that's what they called it. So that's a loan word, but you could also consider that transliteration. So you're transferring the literal, like the literature version of it, you know, the written version, basically, is what transliteration is. And Josta. Spaghetti, yeah, yep. I call it brown spaghetti, I'm sorry. Weeb soup. Weeb noodle soup. Anyway. But yeah, we call it ramen. That's a loan word. So I learned recently that there are a lot of differences between British and English language, and the reason why certain words, as far as loan words go, or at least not necessarily the reason, but there's this common theme for determining how to pronounce something in British versus American English with different loan words, right? What the British often do is they will take a loan word and then they will still write it the same way, but then they will pronounce it in their own British way, right? Their own specific way, and say, no, this is the way to say it. And it doesn't sound like the way they say it in the native language, but that's how they say it, right? And they might even spell it the same, right? But in American English, it's more common to take the word, of course, as it's written, and then pronounce it the same way that you would in the native language. And I think the theory for this is that in American English, the whole idea of America in general, or at least the concept, is just that it is a lot of people from a lot of different places all coming in. They call it a melting pot. They used to call it a melting pot. People still kind of say that. It's a bit more homogenous than it used to be. But at least as far as word origins go, there are a lot of cultures that mix around. And so American society is a bit more attuned to that. Even if sometimes we don't think we are, we're a lot more attuned to that than other countries. And so I think the idea is that because of that, we will take those terms and we will pronounce them how the air quote foreigners say it, right? Very heavy air quotes on that. Because they're no longer foreigners, they're just Americans. And they're bringing the words from their home into American culture. So we might as well pronounce it how they do it because they're also Americans, right? I don't know, whatever, however you want to view that exactly. It's people coming from different cultures, bringing their own languages together and also speaking English. And so we hear how they say it and we say it the way they say it. And so that's why there's that difference. At least that's kind of how the theory goes. And I think there's probably some truth to it. That seems pretty understandable, you know? I can't pronounce aluminum. Here's an interesting thing about aluminum that I learned recently. Not the actual metal, but the name for it. So apparently, the guy who basically named the metal or invented it or something, he either invented it or he just named it on the periodic table, and he wanted to call it, what was it? I think he wanted to call it alumium or something like that. So no N at all. No N. Just alumium. And the committee, the British, mind you, committee, said, we don't like that term. How about, scratches chin, aluminium. And he goes, no, that's stupid. And then when he publishes his book, he calls it aluminum. right? So for some reason, the British people said, okay, we're going to keep calling it aluminium because the committee, I guess, decided that. And the American people said, no, we're going to call it aluminum because that's what the guy wanted. But in reality, the guy wanted to call it aluminum. So, like, neither of us are right. You know? So you can now view that situation as either, well, we're already mispronouncing it, so we might as well call it aluminium. Just be as wrong as possible. Or you could view it as, well, at least the guy changed his mind to and compromised to aluminum. And aluminum sounds great, man. We didn't need that extra syllable. Actually, I guess it's the same amount of syllables as aluminum. Aluminium does have more syllables. I don't know. I do think aluminum sounds great. I think we need to have a riot. We need to protest, and we need to come to a consensus as Americans and British people. We need to come together and demand that we start calling it aluminum. I think that's the most important thing we could protest right now. I don't think there's anything else that's important right now. I think that's the only thing. I think all the people protesting for like better pay and better treatment and more rights and equal opportunities, none of that's important, all right? What's important here is that we start calling a particular metal manufactured by big businesses by the name that the guy who invented it wanted to call it. I think that's the most important thing we need to do right now. Start a third world war, call it the war of the medium. No, it'd be called the War of Illumia. Alright, I assume you want to see my vault space. Sad face, sad emoji. Honey, time for a vault space video. Okay. Also, Pog game sound been muted the whole time. Huge. Love doing that for stream. That's happened the past 8 streams. I keep doing that. Please, I know it's a minimal thing. If you do see that if you notice my audio is muted for either Discord or for the game, please let me know. I'm trying to get used to these new audio settings, and I keep forgetting to unmute it. It's a huge mistake. Luckily, nothing major has happened just yet, but it could have been a lot worse. Hence why I keep throwing things at you, fair enough. Last time someone who invented something said how it was pronounced, we all shunned him and called him wrong. What, like GIF? Do you guys say GIF or do you pronounce it wrong? Transition real quick. Here's my vault space, guys. Look at all these hung juries I've got. Look, I've even got a regular one, but that's just infusion fodder, so. I pronounce it YIF. I pronounce it RIF. Actually, I pronounce it GIF. Like a mirage. I'm a very firm, I'm gonna always pronounce it GIF. You can't change my mind on this, right? I got good reasons to back it up, man. Bruh, I've been on the internet. I know what the definition of YIF is. Everybody does. Your grandma probably knows. Just, you know, assuming things about you. That's actually your it's your grandma's username. She didn't realize that's what it meant when she first made it. It's kind of like your username. She thought she was making a joke about the type of peanut butter. Grandma invented it, probably. Yeah. Yeah, she thought her name was she wanted to do her name as Jif Fury, but it was already taken, so she had to change the spelling of it. Had to change it to Yif Furry. That was a bad joke. We need a system, boys. We need one. All right, we need one. I need feedback. Every time I make a joke, I need feedback. I need to know if it's a good or a bad, you know? A simple thumbs up or thumbs down or something, man. I think it just helps. That's all. If Master 420. Look at all these autumn winds I've gotten, man. I don't think any of these are the roll. But I've got like 5 with head seeker. That one's just bad. Get rid of that one. I mean, I can't imagine Envious being that great, so we're not gonna do that one. I can't imagine. I mean, I guess Killing Wind is on all of these except for this one. Heating Up's alright, but like, it doesn't really work with Head Seeker, and then Shot Swap is garbage. I'm never gonna use it, so we'll toss that one. All of these have Killing Wind, but this one has Killing Wind and Perpetual Motion. The Masterworks are different. The magazines and the barrel mods are all different. But I think I am going to keep the one with 2 perks. I think that's just smarter. That's not even the roll I really want, if I want to roll on this at all. Because I think I can get something better than Killing Wind. So I'm okay with Headseeker though. So I'll just keep grabbing the Headseeker rolls and then check them out later. Let's take a look at some of the craftable raid weapons. I think I'm just going to dismantle all of these, if I'm being honest. Because they're going to be craftable soon enough. I'm not in a rush about it, but, you know. Oh, these are all Adept. I don't know why it's combining the Adept in here. That's weird. So we'll junk that. We'll junk these. These are all Adepts. Let me get the regular raid weapons out of the way. Now this looks like a good roll, but is the regular? Junk this one. Actually, wait, we'll infuse this one. Now that I understand how Envious Assassin works, I actually don't really like it that much because it doesn't actually help out much. Because it's a temporary thing, which is really weird. I don't know why they did that. Because Ambitious Assassin is permanent. You just get more ammo in the magazine. Ambitious is like, oh yeah, like, it'll be there for 10 seconds. Like, why? Like, what's the point? Yeah, my rule is if it's craftable, it goes in the bin. Yeah, I think I just like this rule on Acacius. Actually, wait, did I recently unlock... I think I recently unlocked Acacius to be crafted. Or was that a different one? Trace rifles. Yeah, let's go craft one. I won't be able to get any good perks on it, but I can craft it. We can just junk this one then. Actually, wait, infuse that one. We'll tag it for infuse unless I've got a million infused things. That'll be the rule for now. Let's close all these. Any other non-adepts? Okay, oh good. Shotgun. No good rolls at all. So we'll tag infuse for these. They're both 1810, yeah, okay. Oh, I can also craft Michael, my boy. I hope I'm not about to use all my stuff. Let's see how bad this is. 35k 6. Damn, bro. That's... Oh, wait, no, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. You know why I'll be fine? It's because I'm going to dismantle some of these raid weapons. Let's just find some that are tagged as junk. Oh, wait. Damn, I keep thinking there's open space because it hasn't loaded the new gun yet. There. So these can be dismantled. That should be enough glimmer. What can this roll with? Probably reconstruction. Rewind rounds might actually be good too. That's got a few good options, man. Frenzy's never a bad option, but more than likely target lock. Paracausal's also good. Vorpal is easy. You don't have to think about it, but it only works on certain types of enemies. And then Incandescent, good for ad clear. So a lot of good options here. Probably the worst ones being High Impact and Harmony. If you really want to trace rifle for PvP, maybe that's better for you. But it's actually got decent PvP perks. I mean, probably Perpetual. Maybe Keep Away? I don't know. Yeah, maybe not a great role for PvP. Maybe Hipfire if you're really into that kind of weird stuff. Let's go for Field Prep and Frenzy. I really like the clean look that this shader provides. It looks so good on so many things. I just keep putting it on stuff, man. It just looks nice. Oh, nice. We can use the acacias to go into the acacias. I'm out of glimmer, though. Oof. So she use this guy. Dismantle that, dismantle that, dismantle that. Someday it'll load. Oh well. Perfect. Let's get that infusion going. Easy. Alright, took care of those crafted weapons. That'll help me out a little bit. I already looked at the shotgun. Let's look at the heavy. I've only got one Briars. It's not a terrible roll, actually, so I might keep this for a little bit. I can make that an exception. That's fine. This, on the other hand. I mean, I kind of like Reconstruction Hatchling. I think it's an interesting option. I also like Full Court Demo. That's kind of interesting, too. Take that as keep since it's an adept. I like this roll, but if I can craft it, I'll just toss it. It's fine. Oh yeah, I keep getting these. I don't really know what to do with it. Is it the same exact... Oh no, dude, come on. Hungry, jagged, tempered. Hungry, enduring, jagged. Okay. Both impact masterworks. Well, I'm gonna use jagged. It's just the only good one. Balanced burst, balanced burst. Can I affect charge rate with either of these? No? So let's see. Better guard endurance. Or worse guard endurance on this. Better efficiency and resistance. I don't think I care about that. Give it up, green eyes. I mean, we just have to. This shader looks good on anything, really. to sometimes. To sometimes. Alright, let's take a look at these. I kept getting hipfire on these acacias, man. The adept ones. I don't know why. The game just kept giving me hipfire. So I've only got 2 that didn't get hipfire for the adept rolls I got. Perpetual motion incandescent and then field prep vorpal. I feel like the field prep vorpal is probably my better one, but like, man, that is not great. I don't know why they stopped doing the... It's so frustrating, man. They keep changing how adept weapons work. I wish they just pick a system and stick with it. And then if they make any changes, just make that a universal change to all adept weapons. I really hate having different kinds of different adept weapons of even the same kind of... I mean, look at Hung Jury, man. Holy hell, poor Hung Jury has changed so many times. It's been in adept 3 different times, and it's gotten a different icon each of those times for no reason. So weird, man. Walked up to you one day and ripped your heart out. And how would you feel if I said to you, that's how I feel, you're treating me. That's how I feel that you're treating me. Alright, yeah, that's probably the only acacias I'm going to keep. All these hipfire ones, I mean, this one's got target lock, which is, like, not bad. This one's got frenzy, which is, like, not bad. But they all have hipfire, so, like, I can't keep that garbage. Why would I? I mean, maybe the hipfire frenzy, actually. Or hipfire target lock. Maybe that would be alright. And rip their heart out. Says you. That's how I feel. Feel like I'm losing you. Oh, how can that be true? I know you want me to. Okay, I've been avoiding doing the Iron Banner weapons because I just have no idea about these things, man. And I didn't bother grinding them all that much, really. I say all that much, at all, I mean. I didn't grind them even one bit. Encore. But I want you anyway. I mean, all of these rolls, just not knowing anything about the pulse rifle at all, and what is supposed to be good for it, I don't know. Like, all of these rolls look good. I've got Encore with Iron Reach, right? So I get buffs for just getting kills. And then, like, Iron Reach, which is just free range at the cost of a little bit of stability. Like, who cares? Like, free range is great. I'll take it. On a pulse rifle? That sounds nuts. Then there's one with Encore Incandescent. Like, okay, the Encore's decent. And then also Incandescent. That's great. Then Outlaw Incandescent. Same reasons. It's like, Outlaw's fine. And then Incandescent's great. And then Encore Headseeker. It's like, okay, well, that's pretty synergistic. You use Outlaw Incandescent. I feel like that's like getting Outlaw Dragonfly, but with solar synergizing. Let me compare it with my other solar pulse rifles. Do I have incandescent on anything else? I've got demo incandescent on my battler. My crafted one. My non-crafted battler, I've got snapshot rangefinder, which is a nuts roll that you can no longer even get. So I'm keeping that for a while. But I think with my Jurassic Green, I was really hoping to get a subsistence incandescent, but I didn't happen to get it to drop. And then Lou was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just get your battler crafted." I'm pretty sure it rolls with subsistence. Lo and behold, it does not roll with subsistence. I had to settle for demolitionist. Sad. Should have farmed more Jurassic Green, but also I really am glad I didn't farm for more Jurassic Green. Sounds terrible. So I have one other solar pulse rifle with incandescent. So do I want one with outlaw and normal incandescent? Or do I want one with enhanced demo, enhanced incandescent? Probably I'd use the battler 10 times out of 10 between the two. So if I'm going to get incandescent, the other perk's got to be pretty good. And in this context, the other perk is only either encore or outlaw. It's just not as good, I think, both of those. So we can go ahead and junk that. As far as Headseeker goes, I've got this one with Headseeker, and that's it for solar weapons. So, or solar pulses. So I could do this one, and that'd be fine. Or I could go Iron Reach, but Iron Reach would be a lot better if I could get a damage perk with it. Unfortunately, I can only get Encore. I kind of want to keep Iron Reach because it reminds me of my Time Worn Spire. Wait, do I even have Iron Reach on my Time Worn Spire? Am I thinking of something else? There's my Time Worn. No, I have Rangefinder Subsistence. I remember, I think I got Iron Reach. Or sorry, Rampage Subsistence is what I got. I think I got another Time Worn Spire with Rampage Iron Reach. And somebody at the time told me to keep that roll. A long time ago. They told me to keep that roll. And so I had the one I liked with Subsistence on it, and then I had one that he recommended with Iron Reach. And I never used the one with the Iron Reach, but occasionally I would use the one I actually liked with Subsistence. Let me make sure. Yeah, I definitely dismantled. Eventually I dismantled the other one, because I just didn't ever use it for anything. Let's see. What's a different frame type? It's an adaptive frame versus a high impact. It's fair enough, at least. I think if I'm going to use Headseeker on a solar pulse rifle, I'm going to use Stars and Shadow. Because it's not just a gun with Headseeker, it's also got Kill Clip and Vorpal, so it's just more versatile. So I'd end up using it and then swapping the perks as I need it, if I need it for different things. Which doesn't always happen, but does sometimes. Also, the origin trait on it is way better. This one's just free reload every time you're not taking damage actively or shooting somebody. Zero synergy is pretty good, actually, come to think of it. We'll go with the one that's just pure stats and nothing else. And sometime next season, I'm sure I'm going to get a whole bunch more of these things and decide which one I like. So, yeah. Just nobody yell at me for dismantling any of these, right? I've thought about it long and hard. Take a look at the Ganora's axe. This one seemed to have a few good options. You guys tell me what you think about this. It's a slug, right? Yeah, it's a slug. I've got a surplus iron reach. I've got a threat detector opening shot and a threat detector iron reach. These all seem alright. Maybe I should just consult GG on this one. What do you guys think? Seems like people like autoloading Vorpal. But I've already got a first and last out. So why would I need this, you know? Let's see. Threat detector iron reach seems pretty popular. Slick draw. Why? Gross, dude. Looks like threat detector, iron reach, surplus, opening shot. All four of those perks seem to be pretty popular. Also, slick draw for some reason. Never going to use that, so definitely not going to think about it. Most frequently equipped perks: threat detector, iron reach, or threat detector, opening shot, with a secondary of surplus with iron reach or opening shot. I guess I should look at the masterworks. They're all range. Okay, never mind. This one has accurized. Does it even matter for slugs? Somebody was telling me a long time ago that range stat doesn't matter for slugs past a certain point, and it's a pretty low threshold. Just because they're, you know, a one-shot thing, right? So if you hit them in the head, they're dead, and if you hit them with 2 in the body, they're dead. And it hardly matters how far away you are unless you're ridiculously far away, right? So the range stat hardly means anything. I feel like Iron Reach is probably better than Opening Shot, isn't it? I guess you do get aim assist for Opening Shot. But Iron Reach is a constant 20 range for free. I mean, you get minus stability, but on a shotgun in particular, that's literally not even a minus. Reviews. Hipfire plus armor piecing plus hammer forged plus iron reach is absolutely disgusting. Crucible 100 range. Full shot in PvE is also fantastic, and definitely worth grinding for too. Legendary chaperone, enough said. Opening shot is straightforwardly better than iron reach, except in situations where you have to hit a follow-up shot. The gun is outclassed by every other slug in aim assist except Philo. So you need that. And the range bump is slightly bigger too. Column 3, surplus of threat detector can carry the handling if the barrel / mag don't lend themselves to that. Oh, did I get sent to orbit? I did. That's fine. Run this with a Ophidian aspect. Welcome to the 7th column. This gun just doesn't hit any shots I've tried. Wow. Duality of man right here. There's always somebody. Ranked it as the lowest possible for Crucible. Man. I don't know, man. Everybody's giving it 5s and 4s. I know I've got my wedding stamped in the concentration camps where my organ screams slow down, man. I don't know. Like I was saying, it seems like threat detector is probably better. I think I don't really like surplus. So threat detector seems like a better option there, but I still have 2 with threat detector. 1 opening and 1 iron reach. So the guy was saying opening shot is better for, just overall it's better for if you're planning to one-shot, but if you don't one-shot, iron reach would be better. Right, but the whole point of a slug is that you one-shot for sure. Or at least that you hit the body and then follow it up with the melee. But the point is that you're aiming for the head and then you get the one shot. It's like a sniper is the idea, right? You don't want to have to follow up with the second shot because that's wasteful, you know? Oh wait, that's not the right one. Yeah, okay, so nobody runs Accurize. Oh, yeah. Is Accurize even on here? Wait, what? Am I blind? Accurize is not listed here? What? That's very strange. I don't know why it's not on there. It's just not here. I wanted to see if people actually think it's worth using on this shotgun. I keep clicking on the wrong one. Run, boy, run, boy. Wow, so on this one in particular with the Iron Reach, I can actually get max range. Versus this one, which I can get 87. Quick question. Anybody in chat who might know? Oh, I think everybody left. Bro, they begged me to go through my vault space, and then they leave when I start going through my vault space. Just can't please people. I'll get back to these some other time. I don't really want to clear my vault space, but they really wanted me to clear it. So I started clearing it, and then they left. So I'm going to go back. Actually, it's already getting late. As much as I hate to say this, I think it's time to go to bed. I got work in the morning. I should have started streaming a lot sooner. So, sorry about that, guys. I'm actually feeling pretty tired as well. So, I think it's time to go to bed. People have left. So, I think it's time to go, you know. Let me get a good outro song going for you. Ooh, okay, we'll let this current song play out. We're hearing Little Death by the Beths. The Beths as in the name Beth, with an S at the end. And their song Little Death. For our outro song, we're going to hear 666 by Sugar Candy Mountain. How about that? That's a fun little name. It's a fun little song. But yeah, that'll be it for me. As I talked about earlier, I'm not super looking forward tomorrow or towards tomorrow. If that particular person's gonna be there, I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe not. I hope that some of the stuff I was talking about today doesn't come across as anything bad. I feel like people started leaving when I was talking about things, and I really, I don't want it to seem like I'm saying anything bad or controversial. I like exploring topics and trying to come up with a conclusion that makes sense to me, or just a conclusion that's funny. That's also fun. So I hope anybody watching doesn't, I'm not saying like, oh, just don't be offended. Like, I don't think I was making any offensive remarks or anything. But I just hope nobody misconstrued what I was saying or misunderstood for their own sake, I just like exploring topics. But again, I also don't really think I said all that much. But that's it for me. We just heard Little Death by the Beths. I'll be on tomorrow. We're going to hear 666 by Sugar Candy Mountain. This will be the outro song for the night. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good night. Bye.